Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, back to Tyria and Guild Wars 2 today. I'll be doing a Keyfarm, and then we'll be heading off to watch all the people set fire to all of their collected materials, especially globs of ectoplasm, in the Gamba Fest that is the Festival of the Four Winds. But, for now, it's showtime. Hi guys, I'm back. We're going to do a human. Female, cuz. Last one I did, I think, was a warrior, so. 7, Mesmer. Not really feeling Mesmer. Let's try 6. The Ranger, sure, we can do the Ranger. Ranger is fine. Random appearance, go! Okay. From short, less likely to get all cluttery visually. We'll roll. Mod 3. Roll is an 8. That means we're right at Stalker. We use Ferocity because we always remember that one. We're going to go Common because it's the fastest. Doesn't matter, but I never searched for my parents. They went out for cigarettes and just never came back. The god I worship, Balthazar. Oh god, that guy's a tool. Feline. Feline, Felinda. It's like Belinda. There you go. Good evening, Lone Star Wolf. I hope you're going. Hope it's going okay for you. They did. The thing is, they didn't really rule Tyria. They ruled part of Tyria. And then the Char kicked their ass. And then, and then Zaitan really kicked their ass. 220 streak. 220 streak for Lone Star Wolf. I'll say it again. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Appreciate having you here. I appreciate everyone who shows up, but I have to admit, the chatters hold a special place in my heart. Because they are positively additive to the quality of my streams. So thanks. Hands up? I don't think the hands are up yet. No, they're not. Did I actually save any time? Yeah, I did. Because the door is about to close on the other side. If it hasn't already. Yeah. The door is closed over there. The Modnir Sage. Words that Logan's never heard before from a woman.
What is that thing? It's huge!
Sorry, Logan. Truth hurts.
Take out those giant heads, and the whole thing will watch for debris. Take your head down.
How can we fight the bad guys and keep our head down at the same time, Logan?
Rally to me if you need to recover.
I'm fine. There's at least 4 of us here. 4 or 5. Including, oh no, oh jeez. That's their name. Pretty good name. I gotta give them that.
Not yet. Brace yourselves.
I think it's gonna explode! 220. Just doesn't seem likely to me. But thank you. Let's skip that. We're back to here. Congratulations.
And that's that.
That's that. We're done with the game forever. You heard me. My character said that's that. So I think I have to. I have to stop playing forever. Shame, really. Great game. Daily? Oh no! I actually spent 800 of my points earlier today. Because I couldn't cash in my daily earlier. I spent them on 100 gold coins, which has put me over
The field's beyond.
4,000 gold for the first time. And yes, that's a lot. At least by my measure. It's the most I've ever had. So yeah, that would be a lot. But more importantly, it is waiting for me to dip into those funds. Not there yet. To do more makings of the legendaries. That will come soon enough. And then I'll be broke again. I think the last time I did it, I got myself down to 100 gold, and that was not making an enormous number of them. As in a character named Magnifying Lens? I don't think so. Or if you mean an item called that, I would pay good money for them to make a probably it would have to be a focus, wouldn't it? Nobody uses foci anyway. Not the item. I mean, obviously it would have to be a focus because a magnifying glass or lens works as a focusing device, so it would obviously have to be a focus, and focus doesn't make many builds, which is why they need to make it a main hand weapon. And then I can get to work furiously on making a Binding of Epos focus offhand main hand so that I can dual wield the Binding of Epos. That's my little dream. It's not much of a dream, but then I guess I'm not much of a dreamer. I have leveled up and learned Hunter's Shot. Papa's got a brand new bag. I am legally required to say that every time I get a new bag. It is going, Green Hornet. I hope things are going well for you. Just getting started here with a little Keyfarm before I run off to do festival stuff. I will not be attempting to duplicate Gwen's success of earlier, if you saw that. Another Guild Wars streamer and a person I frequently raid with on Sundays, Gwenakami, was setting fire to large amounts of materials from his bank, and he is going to be one of the lucky ones this year. He got a 2,000 gold infusion, I think. It was an infusion, it was the Mystic Infusion, whatever those are going for. It'll probably be a little bit less than historically it's going for, because a whole lot of people are spending a whole lot of money trying to get lucky with the Gamba, as it's called.
Why are you still here making lame jokes?
I will note that a lot of people were speculating, buying boatloads of ectos, assuming they'd be able to sell them for boatloads squared money, and they changed the exchange ratio. Jimothy is reportedly, and from what I saw earlier, running around in various places in Lion's Arch. So last year was the first time you could get boxes for globs of ectoplasm. They wanted to depress the value of the globs a little bit. Or the number of globs available, I guess, and increase the market value. And so for one glob of ectoplasm, you could get 7 boxes. And the boxes are just very, very long odds to get anything really worthwhile. And they cut it almost in half. Now a glob of ectoplasm will get you 4 boxes, which is, as you probably know, rather a lot less than 7. Heart complete. Level complete. Stop shooting at things, Lens. What are you... I resist the urge. I know myself. I know I have tendency towards addictive behaviors. And the sunk cost fallacy seems to be a fiction to my brain. I mean, I know it's true, but I refuse to accept that it's true. So other than when there is a daily that requires you to acquire some of the boxes, I don't acquire any of the boxes and don't try to get lucky.
Yeah, I don't think about that too much.
Oh. Don't kill it until I get there. Don't kill it until I get there.
Is it just me, or am I amazed?
Fuck, they killed it before I could get there. Why is my life like this? Yeah, I have a good stock of materials. Not so much globs, but other materials. But the reason I do is the same reason I cracked 4,000 gold today, because I'm saving up for my next batch of legendaries. Because my last batch of legendaries left me at under 100 gold. So I know what's going to happen. I'll make a couple of legendaries and I'll be busted ass broke again. Yeah, it's the most I've ever had by far. For 90% of my time in game, I've had probably less than 600. And like I said, I probably have enough mats for most of the mats to make 2 legendaries, probably, for most of the mats anyway. But if I were to make 2 more legendaries, I'd probably be back under 1,000 again. And by under 1,000, probably a couple of hundred. You go through materials at such an accelerated pace. Even if you slavishly hold on to everything, like I do. Hey, new item of attire, and the rule around here, new item of attire means new dies. Drum roll, please. Bada-bada-bada-bada-bada-bada. Boom. It's not especially hunterish. We have Rose Shade, Wine Shade, and Celestial. Yes, I like to think of myself as Celestial. I also like to think of myself as 27 or 28. In terms of overall materials, they're very expensive. But if you have a lot of materials, they're already a sunk cost. You've already got the materials, so it matters much, much less. There's a reason that they sell on the auction house. Trading post, weapons, Legendary. The cheapest one is 1,500 gold. Sunrise. I have a Bolt, which is the second cheapest. And I have a Twilight, which is 2,000. And then Eternity is the one that if you take Dusk and Twilight, sorry, if you take Dawn and Twilight and moosh them together, you get Eternity. So it costs twice as much. Then you have a Klobiani Gare, and from there on, Frenzy. Frenzy? Oh, Harpoon Gun. Yeah, a lot of people are going to make the Harpoon Gun. But the rest of them, you know, you can see the prices. The Gen 1s are generally about 1,500. And then the Gen 3s are about 2,000. Now, the people who are selling them are looking to make a profit, so they invested their materials. Presumably, they did not invest, you know, if it's selling it for 1,500, presumably they didn't invest 1,500 in the mats. Although there was at least one case I know, someone was talking about how, I don't remember what item they were making, but the sales price was lower than the price to make it if you had to buy the materials. So it's like, for a lot of those legendaries, even if you've got the materials, it's probably better off selling the materials and buying the legendary. They've always been a quality of life and aesthetic choice. For me, it's the quality of life more than the aesthetics. Right now I have 2 weapons. I have 6 runes and 2 sigils, and then 3 pieces of light armor, and then the relic, which I got from having all the runes. What usually happens, most of the stuff that can be crafted in the game. Yeah, it depends. I mean, ideally, if it cost the same and I had the mats, I'd want to make my own just to enjoy, you know, that moment of creation. But if I could sell the mats and, you know, get the same item and have a little gold left over, say, for an evening of vodka, yeah, I would do that. I do wonder if they regret making the Gen 2s untradeable. Because generally they require a lot more work.
You must like pain.
And would sell. Make them non-tradable, but make them auction houseable. That way you can't go through the third market, through the player trades, to avoid the 15% trade cut. Make them auction houseable, but not human tradable, so that they can still get some money out of the system with them. Ding 7. Already got those boots. So I'd never get 2 pair of boots that are the same. There's no reason to accessorize with them then.
I need help.
Good evening, DM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the darkest of machinists has joined us.
How you doing? I'm just doing a quickie. Decided to try the root beer and vodka. Ain't bad. The splash of cream, the vanilla vodka. Because root beer and vodka was how I started. And then the other things were little additions. You know, hey, I like this. What could I do that would make it better? Well, vanilla vodka's a thing. That seems like an idea. Just normal vodka, and yeah, I use the diet root beer. Yeah, and it's still, that's how I got started. You know, if it's something you find you enjoy, next time, The vanilla vodka is the larger improvement than the splash of cream. But please don't tell the splash of cream I said so.
It's not quite the same on this side of the city walls.
Yeah. Oops, I almost killed myself. That would have been embarrassing. Had a bad experience in your youth with R&R, Ask Whiskey, and cream soda. Ooh, whiskey can have lasting effects on your well-being. Don't think I've ever done it with cream soda though. But yeah, R&R, as in rest and recreation. Or is there another R&R that I don't know? Oh, Rich and Rare. If that's the name, then, yeah. Bottom shelf, yeah, it does sound like it. But even good whiskey. The congeners in whiskey are almost always going to be bad news the next day. Hello there. Cannot recommend excessive drinking of whiskey. Well, generally I can't recommend excessive drinking at all, but if I was going to recommend one to avoid more than most, whiskey would probably be it. It just has a bunch of nasty congeners in it. Would skip. But you know, if I'm offered a cask strength 22-year Glenlivet that's supposed to be diluted with a splash of water, but is still the lightest whiskey I've ever had on the tongue, even though it was sitting at like 60%, I'm not going to say no to having as much of that as someone is willing to pour me. Did I finish this heart? I did. Where are we at? 8. Yes, good scotch. And this was, oh my God. Let's see. When was it? Magic. So we're talking 35 years ago. It was a $99 bottle of scotch. So right now it'd probably be $2.50. Yeah, cask strength.
I have everything you need.
Really, I only drank the single malts. Most of them I liked. There were a few I didn't particularly care for, but I even liked some of the extreme ones. I've talked before about Lefroy, which is a very peaty, very warming single malt scotch, but it fights on the way down your throat, and it puts up a good fight. But over the years, I discovered more and more frequently that whatever I was drinking kicked my ass the next day until I stumbled over vodka. Now, not the bottom shelf stuff, because the bottom shelf stuff is filled with nasty bad stuff. But any of the mass-produced ones are generally, all they're doing is buying ethanol and then adding some minerals for flavoring. And maybe a botanical for flavoring. Yeah, exactly. Having a scotch late at night, if you're, say, up reading, or in my case, playing computer games, yeah, I enjoyed it a great deal. But would strongly recommend against getting tanked on any of the scotches, as it's waiting for you, thinking evil thoughts in that bottle, and it will get even with you. All right, another heart. I do enjoy gin. A few of them. I haven't had a lot. My dad was a big gin drinker. Bombay Sapphire is really nice. The botanicals in Bombay Sapphire is really nice. I like the Tanqueray Rangpur in hot weather with tonic, of course, a G&T. And basically, I like G&T a lot in hot weather. It's just, for some reason, it's a very good hot weather drink. Well, it got started so as a quinine delivery system for the British Army. So, gin and lemonade. It would depend. I would think most of the sort of neutral flavored or a few of the botanicals would be very, very nice for sure. But because some of the gins have a wide variety of botanicals, they may mix with things in an unpredictable and not necessarily delicious way. I didn't go... which one? This is... Okay, this is the Scrit and Wasps. Then we want to go in. We want to knock over and destroy their cultural... items. For progress. Kick over the shiny thing. Kick over the Scrit. We all need help sometimes. My little squirrel rat friend. Some taste like yard clippings. Yeah. You can certainly, there are some... Generally, most people would think of gin as a neutral flavor spirit, but an awful lot of them can have pretty extreme cases of botanicals in them. I used to enjoy rum, but over time, I realized that for me, rum was the great memory eraser. And if I wanted to remember anything from the night before, I couldn't have rum. Heart complete, level complete. I'll say I have a recipe for a really delicious homemade Kahlua. It's just really, really good and really dangerous. We'll want that. Put those away. Aqua breather, spear gun. Break that down for parts. Sell to the heart vendor. Yeah, and what's funny about it is it actually uses Folgers freeze-dried coffee instead of, like, you know, real coffee. But it tastes delicious because there's so much other stuff in it. You got vanilla beans cracked into it and cooked into it. Let's see, salt junk. And then both of those. Sugar. And it's made with Everclear, which explains the "it will kick your ass" part of my description. As is tradition, we'll be doing Beetleton to finish. Oh, couldn't quite make it all the way across the water. Yeah. You can, it can go a long way in a mixer. And if you do like a rum, there's an Austrian rum named Stroh's. So same name as the American beer Stroh's, S-T-R-O. caszh, which is shorts backwards. And they have a 160 proof rum that will annihilate you. Doesn't taste bad either. You kind of would expect it would taste not just strong, but kind of bad. No, it tastes pretty good. Yeah, along the same lines as Bacardi 151. Oh, kids who are watching, first, why? Second, don't do alcohol. There, I dodged a Twitch bullet. Oh wait, now I've mentioned the word bullet. I'm probably on another list. Exactly, I'll drink to that. I'll drink to the day of the week. As long as it's in the house.
Congratulations to me.
I have leveled up.
It comes naturally. Is that so?
Wondered if my character was saying, I can't help myself being so pretty. Because I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
I should speak to the minister. I'm sure he'll listen to me.
Yeah, Minister Codicus might listen to you, but he is under the control of his satanic, demonic beard, so I wouldn't count on it. That was Dark Machinist gifting a sub to Green Hornet. Oh, woohoo! That's them's fighting words, Hornet. I wouldn't let him do that. I would fight back, not with making a, a sub for him, because he already has one, but for actually tracking him down and beating the snot out of him. I'm just kidding, Twitch. Huh? Yes, that's true. Once you're in my channel, you're not allowed to leave. I am in California, and we do have hotels here. I'm just saying. I just hope nobody went, hotels in California and I can't check out. What? It's hard to know when you get to my advanced years. What was I saying? Just kidding. In this case. As to which of my references people are going to go, oh, I got that one. And which references people are going to go, what the fuck is the old man talking about now? Yeah, he should know better, but he is the Dark Machinist. And it's, it's not because he's in the shade, it's because he is the shade. In fact, his business cards simply list his occupation as the shade. For those of you who don't do Keyfarms on the regular, I will note that we are about to enter and get into a bar fight with a bunch of bad guys, one of whom is Uptown Johnny. Uptown Johnny, possibly my favorite NPC in the game. He's in here. He is hitting on Barmaid Barbara.
You ain't afraid of the big nosed head.
Sweetness, just one dance. Let's see where it takes us.
Only if you get a job, a haircut, and a clue. And maybe not even then.
And he shrugs, because he just got shot down by the barmaid. He gets shot down again later, and it's even better.
I need to start bringing a big dog to work.
I would say silly is sometimes. It's not inaccurate.
Hey.
But I have no idea why someone would call me
So glad to
silly.
see you.
Okay?
I heard that you were up and down, but I was still worried.
I'm fine. Thanks for coming to see me.
I hope this gets
You know I love
thumbnailed.
you and your father, but you
For you
both
too.
worry too much.
That's because you take too many risks.
Hey, girl, fight. And now you got one.
Hey, we got a fight, everyone. He's going to knock me down. That's Uptown Johnny we were just talking about, and we're just going to send him back there. And then we're going to launch a bunch of arrows in the air. We're going to hit a bunch of people with them. Big Nose Ted gets his too, and yes, I was picking on Big Nose Ted. One finger at a time. Up to the third or fourth joint if I can manage.
You'll be doing that one for days.
Can't believe it.
This NPC is an annoyance because he can only have one condition at a time. The conditions you put on him overwrite each other. So if you're playing a Condi character and running through this, killing this guy takes forever.
All right, I surrender.
Yeah. She's going to hit me like a big nail.
Into the ground like a big nail.
It just never made much sense to me, I have to say. Yeah, life goals are important. It's Twitchy Jake. Well, I'm satisfied to keep him busy with my... Oh, I haven't named my pet. I'm going to take care of that.
Okay. I surrender.
We'll shorten it up. We don't want to step on anyone's trademarks around here. Okay, that was mean. Lone Star Wolf, that was just mean. For those of you not paying attention or watching on YouTube, because I co-stream to both locations, he just said, name it Black Widow. Now, there is a Black Widow pet in the game, but you can only get access to it if you've done, I think, a whole metric shit ton of Guild Wars 1. And I've done just enough to get one nice looking outfit out of Guild Wars 1. And so he is intentionally poking at a small but painful open sore and then rubbing my tears into it. Big Nose Ted. Hey, I've got an idea, Ted. Let's play a game. You can go first.
Let's play who can hit the hardest.
All right.
I'll go first.
Yeah, that's what I said. You go first. Okay, I actually dodged that, and the game was incorrect in saying that I did not. And down goes Big Nose Ted. Yeah, I have to give him full credit. It is an excellent ongoing burn, well placed. If you just repeated it all the time about the Black Widow, it wouldn't have the appropriate poking effect. You've got to pick your times to needle the streamer, and that one was really, really well chosen, and I'm taking notes.
What's the meaning of this?
Logan, you insufferable boob. Papa's got a brand new bag again. Sorry, I told you I couldn't help myself. I can't. I'm a very weak-willed person. Ooh, spear. Spear. Let's swap out the two-hander for a different two-hander. I haven't done a bunch on the spear, on the ranger with spear, so that will be cool for me.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
I will be terrible at it, but it'll be cool. Out. As a person who is an accomplished semi-pro needler of other people. I have to be able to take it. And I like to think that I am. And that was a superb piece of work. Mean. Mean as hell. But superb. We're off to Lieutenant Francis, right? So Lieutenant Francis is out here. He's supposed to have the medicine. Lieutenant Francis has had the medicine stolen by the bandits. You'll note the bandits are in a cave, I don't know, 300 or 400 yards over there, and he's just standing here with his friends,
More combat in a day than he's seen all year.
swinging their equipment around. And he wants me to go get the medical supplies, at which point he will let me have some. He comes back later and is responsible for the deaths of a number of innocents, perhaps, or either orphans or veterans. I normally rescue the orphans, so they're all right, of course. He's supposed to be rescuing the veterans, and he, yeah.
Petra, what are you doing? Stop worrying about me. I can take care of myself. You're the one who just
Hey, you guys both fell down at the same time. That was nice synchronized flopping.
Look, moas. Remember when we used to ride Benjamin's herd? I bet these birds are just as scared.
There they go. Look at those feathers fly.
There they go. Look at those feathers fly.
Mm-hmm.
Blasted moas around. Get those stupid birds under control.
I've done this keyfarm a lot. What do we have here? Anyway, okay, stab, stab, stab. We like stabbing. Vol and stab, stab and cripple. Whack and daze. Whack and daze. I've never whacked until I was in a daze, but evidently we can do that to them. Immobilize and cripple.
Is it just me? Or does it
It's that do-gooder from the bar. Recruits, kill this one.
Messed up the bar.
Mm-hmm.
He's bleeding useless. Hey, I need backup over here.
Did my character say bam? I hope my character didn't say bam. I'm not Emerald Lagasse.
You're kidding, right? Dead. I'm big nose head right in there.
You say that like I'm supposed to be impressed.
Hands off me.
Not impressed.
Okay.
All right, we have one latecomer who comes from behind. Interesting. None of these do poison, but you get this sort of green glow around when the head of the spear when you hit them with it. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll drop this trap because he's going to hit it as we open this up.
When you get to the mist, tell them Twitchy Jake sent you.
You first.
Don't you know who I am?
See, you got this big green puffs of
Everything.
stuff that look like they should be poison, but no, it doesn't do any poison. Yeah. All right, and we exit, and now we go back to Francis. In the past, I've made allusions to Francis the Talking Mule, but that's a reference that's too old for not just the people who are watching, but almost very, very nearly too old. In fact, fact, I'm going to say too old even for me to get if I didn't watch a lot of bad television.
We should team with Logan. No offense to you guys, but Logan is where the action happens.
I've seen more combat in a day than he's seen all year. More combat?
Francis the Talking Mule was a series, I believe, of movies about Francis the Talking Mule. Now, keep in mind, this is the same era that gave us My Mother the Car, which was about a police officer whose mother dies and gets reincarnated as the car that he's been driving. And I don't think it's just that he's insane, because I think his partner can hear the guy's mom talking too in the car. If you think TV is weird today, what kind of drugs were they doing in the late 50s?
Captain.
Cover work is tricky. To pull this off, you'll have to eat, breathe, think, sing like a bat.
Ready for more.
Gloves we can't use. Pants we can't use.
Affirmative.
I have 5 needles. My kingdom for some thread. Talk to vendor over here, get a buff.
Can I help you?
Then sell my needles. 2 copper each. Woohoo. Alright, we're back to Shaymore. I am the hero of Shaymore, by the way. Get your motor running. Try not to run into things. All right, we are approaching the single best line in the game. 14 years, they haven't topped it.
You're trespassing, jerk. Now I have to hurt you.
All right, I'm now wearing his clothes. I hope he was my size and had boobies. Here we're coming to the line now. Steel yourselves. The wit, the wisdom, the pathos, all of it in one line.
I'm Uptown Johnny, baby. Man plus.
And she walks away and just shrugs. Uptown Johnny, we salute you. Now, Barmaid Barbara made fun of his hair. And as a bald guy, I gotta say, I'd give up a limb for that hair. Well, we'll lay our trap. We'll talk to her. Does she not move? Guess the trap won't go off if she never moves. All right.
Hurry up. Blaze wants those fuses.
Great. You sure about this?
I was. But maybe now I'm changing my mind.
Poor Blaze, a victim of nominative determinism. You name your son Blaze, don't be surprised if he ends up being in a fire and getting a terrible scar on his face. These fuses? They're going to set fire to the orphanage and the Veterans Hospital. So that they can steal stuff from stores in all the chaos. It seems like the dumbest plan ever. Seriously. Oh, and here comes the most terrifying, horrifying line in the game from Countess Anise. The words she uses in one sentence. Terrifying. In response to Logan, she says,
Here's our favorite new undercover operative now.
oh, not yet. Sorry.
Hero Shaymore can shed some light on
Next time we're in here.
Good to see you.
Ted plans to burn down Vanguard Hospital and Queen's Heart Orphanage. I'll help cover the orphanage. It's quicker.
Ted thinks we can be in two places at once. That's why gods have been in team.
The gods didn't create teamwork, and the human gods have abandoned you guys. Just stop. It's embarrassing. Stop bringing up the gods. It just makes you look dumb. It's not as good. Where's the freaking... All right, that's a 179 spear. This is a 174 spear. Everything there is fine. We have 74, 187. There. Now we're ready for water combat. We will not be having.
Threshold achieved.
And we got a level. I like levels. Yeah, they're just not very good at their jobs, and their jobs
Anything to report?
is low grade evil, and they can't even manage that.
Sacrifice.
Yep. Did I just get clothes? Yeah, I just got the chest piece. So that means new dyes, everyone. Also, I'm wearing a couch. I tell you, this first batch of medium armor you get, this stuff is so ugly. It looks like a couch with the buttons. It's grotesque. How about some new dyes? Yeah, no one's going to see me in the forest with that. It's terrible. Yeah, it looks like an old leather couch where it'd have the buttons in it. So these colors are spirits. Are they friendly spirits? That's an old guy reference. Dewdrop, the Dewdrop Inn, and orange. That's it, just orange. No other modifier, it's just orange. Frankly, I think if it wanted to be accurate, the name should just say just orange. If I could walk that way. I think your uncle has that couch. Should I tell him he can make some armor out of it? Yes. Frankly, I think that would be pretty cool. Cosplay time. Maybe we should point EBM, and she can do. I was specifically doing this one medium armor.
Kids, how many bombs does it take to set a fire?
We don't joke about setting people on fire in.
They're tough, but they're no match for us.
Okay, you can go ahead and set Logan on fire. I take it back, Blaze. Knock yourself out.
The fun's over here!
I've said it before. I will no doubt say it again because I tend to say things a lot. Logan Thackeray is vanilla ice cream without the vanilla.
You want a piece of me? Come and get it!
No, I do not want a piece of you, sir. In fact, ew. There are no pieces of you I want. Except maybe we can have your nose when the rest of you is gone.
Murdering scum.
And now we get to see, first of all, the orphans think I'm awesome. Orphans have marvelous taste.
Thanks to you. For me, blessing.
And now we're going to see the stupidest member of the Seraph, which is Tyria's worst law enforcement agency. He will tell us he got everyone out. And then... oh, we don't need the Serentine. All right, we talked to him.
What's the situation? We got all the people out, sir, but so far we haven't found any.
We got all the people out, sir.
Francis, tell me you got everyone out.
He just told you he got everyone out.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. We got some of the people cleared, but there were still people inside when we went up. I want injury and casualty counts right away. Did you at least catch the arsonists? No, sir. Never even saw them. Sorry, sir.
He has done literally nothing right. Medicine was stolen from him. He didn't go get it. He's had one thing to do, to prevent the people from burning down the hospital. They burnt down the hospital. He didn't see them and he didn't get everyone out.
What to do now?
He's just not the sharpest anything in anything else. Hammer. Hammer time. Focus? No, thank you. That there, that there, that can go there. God, I'm just terrible. I have to rearrange all of my stuff. Just so. Hi, Gianna. I would like to sell a few things. Asking a child if they clean the room the first time, yes. Second time, no. Yeah, pretty much. Although, evidently, Logan knows he can't be trusted, because he tells Logan that he got everyone out, and then Logan asks him a second time. Now, here he's going to be defending Francis, but more importantly are the words that come out of Anissa's mouth. They're horrifying. Here we go.
It's my fault. I never should have sent Francis alone. He's a good man. He's not...
Too hard on yourself, Logan.
We do not need the words hard on and Logan in the same sentence ever again.
Why do you?
And then she talks about the Queen as well. No, just no. All right, now she's gonna illusionate us. And now I told you, see, now if I'd gotten Big Nose Ted's nose, my illusion would be perfect.
We need to be in the cells.
Now Logan's complaining about, why do I have to be the burned one? You're not the burned one. Francis let some of the veterans die in the fire. They're the burned ones, Logan. Could be worse. I mean, as far as members of Destiny's Edge go, he could be Keith.
Shh! I hear something.
It's coming from below, and then that floor grate is moving. So that's how they've been getting in and out of
They've been getting people out for an extended period of time, and Logan never went down to check and see if the grate was removable.
Ted, springing you is becoming a full-time job, you troll-faced goon.
Troll-faced goon?
Come on,
Quality insult.
Thanks, Commander, but I'm not Ted, and you're not going anywhere.
I gotta say, Ted does a killer impersonation of my character.
Throw down your weapons.
Rush them!
Wait, don't rush in.
Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Sadly, we can only hit like 5 targets at once, so.
have to do everything myself.
Yes, yes, you have to do everything yourself, Sarantine. Victory is ours.
That was exhilarating and effective.
Doodly doopy doot doot. And scene. We have our key. 1 hour, 1 minute, and 14 seconds. $50 luck. That'll make all the difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some more luck, some luck. Move this downstairs. Get it out of the way. And out we go. We'll grab a black lion chest. We'll open it up. We'll get onto our Four Winds Festival character. And I left him out on Cliffside. It's too bad we can't get a count over people's heads as they're gambaying as to the gold value of how much they have traded for boxes and how much the value of the items they've got out of those boxes is worth. Apparently, it wasn't only the globs of ectoplasm that got rebalanced. Value rebalanced for the exchanges.
Speak quickly.
A black lion chest in here? Not sure. We don't. Price on those hasn't changed much in the last few weeks. Hey, I remembered to pick it up this time. I almost never do that. Alrighty. And here's what we will and might win. We are guaranteed a Gnashblade Zephyrite supply box. These are the sorts of things. This is a better version of the sort of thing you can trade for during the festival for gambling. You're guaranteed to get an item between half a gold and 5 gold out of these ones, not out of the other ones. But here you can see the sort of things at the top end you can get. Infusions, all those kinds of things. Let's see. Gwen got the Mystic infusion, I think. Yeah, that one right there. Yep. 5 healing, although you can change that stat, and 9 agony resistance and a visual. I don't think we can preview the visual. We can't. But he got one of those for, it's worth about 2k gold. Back to here. So, we'll get one of those boxes. We'll get a Black Lion statuette. We'll get 2 guaranteed commons. Good ones in here, for me anyway, are the unlocks. They're not guaranteed to give me something good, but they're always fun. The crafting mats, because I am looking forward to making some more legendaries. I could get lucky on a die, theoretically. I think I have all of the dies in all of these die kits, so I don't think that'll happen. The uncommons are the mystical beast skins. They're not bad. There's the hammer. They have sort of a glowy image of a beast. And then we have the necrotic essence skins. I believe those ones drip green. Nope, and they don't drip it. They just glow green. I like those. Those are nice. Also in the uncommons, we have 2 new additions. The Lissa's conjured doorway. You can dye the doorways, so that's a pretty cool one. And then the bubble wand sword, bubble wand sword and dagger package. They're sword and dagger that act like bubble wands. I want to know why there's no wand in the bubble wand package. They're pretty cool too, though, so. Bubbles.
See quickly.
Tiny bubbles. So they leave bubbles in their trail, but I really think that there should be a scepter bubble wand as well. Otherwise, I think it's false advertising. I'm going to click open. We're going to get a Nashblade Zephyrite supply box here, a Black Lion statuette, a common item here, a common item here, and what we're hoping for is a 5th box to appear. That is a 10% chance for an uncommon or better. It's been a while. I've gotten a few keys in the last couple weeks. I've been doing some map completions. I can't remember the last time. It hasn't been too terribly long. I don't think I'm quote-unquote due. But ArenaNet, do me a solid. They have chosen to not do me a solid. They've just simply chosen to do me. 5 transmutation charges. Thank goodness I only have 1,500 of them. We've got an item that sells for gold, which is really kind of insulting. Seriously, this ought to be increased up to like 1 to 5 gold. Yeah, transmute charges. Yeah, I'm just going to say, yeah. And here, I'll note, this commemorative coin for 1 gold, it's technically junk. Let me toss in the Black Lion statuette into my bag. And the Nashblade, once again, the Zephyrite supply box. Here we go.
What is it?
That is a 1 gold 50 and 1 quartz crystal. Quartz crystals currently selling. There, Muckluck took a look earlier, and there were something like 3 million of them at the lowest price.
Everything's just been going so well.
Let's see. It is currently at 4.5 million of them. On the market. Count numbers again in case Twitch wants to smite you. Oh, well. Understandable. Understandable. I currently have 1,226 of them. We will now log out temporarily and log back in to Too Tight Wingnut. Note the spelling is Tutheit, Wingnut. I have his brother and sister in here too. We have Loose Wingnut and Skrilusa Wingnut. But this has been my Four Winds character for a few years. So he's carrying the currencies I have, as an example. Pardon me, yawn.
What may I offer you?
Over here is where this is the platform of sadness. This is where everyone is buying boxes for their stored materials and generally opening them, and then presumably someone is collecting the tiers.
No refunds.
That looks valuable.
That looks valuable. I have hit the cap on Mersat Obsidian Chunks, currently selling at the auction house for 31 copper each, sure. No, that was a misclick. Alright, let's see what is currently up for the daily.
More people should learn to bargain.
Oh, welcome to fashion. Yeah, the fashion tab. Thanks. Bleep off. I've expressed myself quite eloquently about the fashion tab in the past, including just last night, or 2 nights ago, or possibly a few nights ago. Anyway, daily. Bundle Looter, the Labyrinthine Cliffs treasure hunt. I'm going to real quickly tab out. Flash blind. Four Winds Festival of the Four Winds. Actually, I need to see the ET. Not phone home ET. Event timers. Where's the festivals? Festivals. Is that all the way at the bottom? Public instances, special events. Yeah, the skimmer race is in 4 minutes. Fishing, the Doliac race. Treasure hunting isn't until 7:30, so I can't get that one done on stream tonight. That's disheartening. I am disheartened.
At least we teach our
Faster than Four Winds Festival race or adventure. I'll do the adventure first. We'll do that now. Why race when you can just do the adventure and get it done? You know? The skimmer race is pretty straightforward. Well, the skimmer adventure is pretty straightforward. And over here. Must be behind me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Over there? There it is. I was pointed right at it. Alright, let us swap to the default for skimmer now. I'm going for speed, not methamphetamine, Twitch. Don't even think about it. And I'm going the wrong way. I was facing the wrong way. I cost myself an easy second or more. I do like the jazzy racing music. Not one of the more difficult races. Now, on the other hand, I am okay at driving the skimmer. I am not okay at driving everything. I'm bad at the Griffin and significantly not good at the Roller Beetle. In both cases, what will happen is I'll have a couple of turns or dives where it works exactly the way I'm expecting it to work. And I go, oh, I think I've finally got it. Yeah, I've definitely finally got it. No, I don't have it. Rum-ba-dum-dum. That was 1 minute and 43 seconds, 17 seconds under the gold medal. I don't know how you could not get the gold medal. Although I'm sure I've managed to not get the gold medal in the past. More festival tokens. Lots more. All right. That is the first of the dailies complete. One of 3. For most festivals, if you're not familiar with it, there's a daily that requires you to do 3 other dailies. And then in the festival tab, there will be another event to do. Not sure which one it's in. Not in either of those. I think it's in customs, where you have to hit 5. You have to hit. There's a daily that requires 3 dailies, and you have to hit the daily that requires 3 dailies 5 times. They don't have to be in a row to get a goodie box. All right, so that's the bundle looter. We can't do that until 7:30. Gauntlet Gladiator. Defeat a boss in the Queen's Gauntlet. We'll head over for that. Treasure Hunt or defeat champions across Tyria. Watch Night Wrecker. Boss Blitz. All right, well, we're going to head for the boss. This is the only festival, I think, that appears in 2 different places. It occurs here in the Labyrinthine Cliffs. And also... Where's the balloon? Right there, next to me.
All heat expelled.
All heat expelled? Oh, you don't know me at all. I am an endless fount of hot air. So, the Crown Pavilion has an event that goes off not on a schedule, but frequently. After a certain amount of gold is donated to an NPC, it will start a very large fight with 6 bosses. We are currently about 1/3 or 1/4 of the way through. And because I am kind, I'm going to give a gold. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And while everyone else is slowly making enough donations to get us all the way there, I can show you what the vendors have. Fix me up.
If you need it, I have it.
They've got
Thank you.
some tools and stuff. Over here you start getting into the event vendors. 5 gold and 5,000 festival tokens. I currently have 2,621 festival tokens. Will once a week get you one of these boxes. Well, you can get each of these boxes, but no more than once a week on any given box. The Leviathan bones I looked at and they did not impress me. As a visual. Kind of boring. The sand swept were definitely cooler looking, I thought. As they sort of are a sand mage type set. They're pretty cool. The sun grown is vegetable in nature. There's the staff. Thought it was the staff, but it's the sword. Not my vibe, but I'm sure there are Sylvari players who just love them. Transmutation charges. I wish I could have sold those 5 transmutation charges I just got for 2,500 festival tokens, but sadly that's a one-way exchange. This is the weekly vendor, I think. Yeah. The Sovereign weapons. And if you buy the Sovereign weapon, you can then get the Divine Sovereign. These are character choosy rares. Over here, they become choosy exotics. They take the favor of the festival, and you get favor of the festival by getting favor of the Crown Pavilion and favor of the Cliffs, and you put the 2 together and you get a favor of the festival. I'm currently carrying around like 37 favors of the festival, 4 of the bazaar, and I guess none of the Crown Pavilion. That's the festival travel. Over there is the Raptor for the race. We're over 50%. There's the Queen.
Enjoying the refreshments. The Zephyrites brought them all the way from Melona.
The Festival of the Four Winds is
Yep.
a fine opportunity to reflect on our past
Bare feet.
victories. From the ruins of Dry Top to
This is why everyone gives Logan a hard time about being a foot fetishist.
I'm not sure about this.
Lord Farron. Gauntlet tickets. I have more gauntlet tickets than I know what to do with. You can get 5 of those for 35 of the currency and 20 silver. I currently have
Until next time.
a lot. I have, let's see, over 250 of the gauntlet entrance tickets. Well, at least 250, let's put it that way.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? There's other stuff you can exchange for at the other festival location, I think. That's the weekly, yeah.
Let's see the color of your coin.
Ah, okay, yeah, these. So, for instance, here's a stat choosy backpack. That is one of the favor of the festival and 800 festival tokens. That might be worth picking up a number of those because stat selectable backpack, exotic backpacks, are kind of pricey. Plus, if you want to have a plushy Kralkatork on your back, there you go. The Cloud Cuirass, I gotta say, I didn't find all that interesting looking. The only cloudy part are like the straps, and then I guess you could say also the metal ornamentation looks cloudy as well, but I just don't see how I would work that into any of my builds. Beach trunks, for those of you who I'm not sure that what he's wearing weapon and back item wise go with the shorts, but could be worse. The Zephyrite headband. It appears to be a headband. I have that skin unlocked, so I bought one of them previously. It's not a that's not a character vibe I would ever use. The shawl, do I have the shawl? I'm not sure. I think I do. Yeah, I have the shawl unlocked. I don't do much in the way of the silly cosmetics, generally speaking. I have a head cannon for the characters, and generally they are not silly. Now, some of the silly cosmetics are awesome, but others of them are, to my mind, simple money grabs. If we do this silly thing, a whole bunch of people will buy it. And to my mind, that more closely matches if you've ever played, say, Lost Ark. I've got the glowy orange eyes available as well. I have a bunch of these cosmetics. We're almost ready for the boss blitz. We have a wide selection of minis. The Watch Night tonic is a combat tonic, so I think both of those are. Yeah, they're both combat tonics, so you can fight in these. The only thing you can't do is mount up, basically. Too serious? I don't know. I just find them very distracting. And there are people who obviously have gone out of their way to try and make their character get attention. And that's generally not the vibe I'm looking for myself.
Until next time. These are dangerous times.
Alright, where do I want to go? Which boss do we want to fight first? I normally head that way, the western boss. I mean, this character is an engineer, and he used to use the flamethrower all the time, so everything I've got is flame-based.
Strong.
Boss is coming in 16 seconds. Just clearing out a little bit of the trash.
Strong.
Now this is not a character I'm very good at playing. Alright, Wiggin the Wicked is up. Alright. I am all holoed up. I am now currently wielding my lightsaber. And there are bosses in each of those 6 areas. Ow. The 6 wedges in the map. Oops, get out. You can see them there. And when one of the bosses dies, his ability gets transferred, I believe, to all the others. So the bosses get more difficult the farther you get in.
Send him up with the kill.
I will work on rezzing this person. And not getting murdered myself. I am a big supporter of not dying. Alright. We have killed. He has been defeated. He's passed his bombs away skill to the other champions. And indeed, we got the first kill because we're better than everyone else who's playing here. It's just that simple. I promise. That's entirely it. Also, I didn't mean to have that as my default mount, but I did. Karai the Cruel. The Cruel. Pyroxus has been defeated. He's passed on his Fire Wave skill to everyone else. Awful thoughtful of him. We kind of wish he hadn't bothered, but...
Can't take much more.
Ideally, what you would want would be for all 6 bosses to go down relatively quick to one another, so that they don't have much time to use all of their inherited powers. Sadly, as you may have noticed, that doesn't always work out exactly the way we want. Sparkus Fire Splash has been defeated. I think he's responsible for the flaming tornadoes that are now floating around. In general, I have to say that this batch of players is doing very, very well. Another one, Boom Boom, is about to die. These bosses are dying at a very quick pace. Don't. I did not quite overheat. Yay me.
I'm fading fast.
Looks like we're on the last one. That is a very, very fast batch of bosses dead. Ow. I'm gonna try to res. Nope, don't have to res them. Somebody already resed them both.
Thermal release complete.
Well, there's no need for me to talk about my release in public, okay? It was thermal, sure. And we win. And that is the event. That's about as fast as I can remember seeing it done. Now, granted, we only do it a few times, you know, a year. Got a bronze boss blitz and the gold boss blitz box. Not sure why I didn't get the silver.
Nice gear.
That's what she said. Ha ha ha. Ha. Alright, we don't need the piles of bloodstone dust. More champion bags. Or boxes. Or both. Lots of them. Lots and lots of them. And a couple more Zephyrite supply boxes. Definitely getting an infusion in this one. Almost definitely getting an infusion in this one. Soon. Soon for sure. Alright, so we got faster than the 4 wins for the race. We destroyed 15 watch nights. That's good. We needed, what, 2 more bosses, I think, to get the boss blitz. Gauntlet Gladiator to defeat a boss. In the Gauntlet area. Okay, I can do that. I can defeat some of the really crappy bosses. There is, in this area, you'll note, around the outside, is a very large, very high up circular platform, let's say. I got something done. Probably special? No, weekly for completing 3 events. Do we have specials for the... Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. There we go. Complete the annual Boss Blitz achievement. The Bundled Plunderer. Commodities Trader. The Commodity Trader, yeah, how many is required for that? In the festival, okay. That's where you're trading materials you have for those boxes and hoping to get lucky and then crying. Unless you're Gwen today, who hit the 2,000 gold jackpot. Less, 15%. So. So, I need to change this back to something reasonable, like, I don't know, Skyscan. So, we have to go over here. You'll note there are ramps up to the... Mounts are not allowed in that area. Yeah, I got something for you right here. We've got a ramp. We're ramping. Up to this enormous elevated round circular platform and then a whole bunch of circular platforms. This one's the outline of a circle and those ones are complete circles. I believe we need to go to the fight manager and pick who we want to fight. I'd like to challenge a first tier competitor because I'm bad on this character.
Peace is worth fighting for.
I think we've beaten all of the tier 1s, but it's been a while.
Maybe 6 watch over you.
It'll cost a ticket. Let me at him. So I think I'm cute.
Strong.
One more thing.
Defeated.
You can never have too much treasure.
We get a mystic coin. And who doesn't like mystic coins? And a favor of the pavilion. A favor of the pavilion and a favor of the bazaar. We double click those and that'll go up to 38. Ta-da! 38.
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
Alright, and that was Four Wind Zephyr, I think is the daily for completing 3. Yeah, Four Wind Zephyr. So, where are we in the festival?
Did you need something?
Four Wind Zephyr. This one? Yes, complete the Four Wind Zephyr 5 times. So I've done it once. I had 1 left over from the last time. And what it will get you is a Blessing of the Four Winds box, which is a choosy box, I think. Double click to choose a reward. Blessing of the Four Winds. I suppose I've got one of those just sitting around. I do. And this is what you get out of those.
Keep your blade sharp, your powder dry.
You can choose the Zephyrite weapons set. I don't like the cosmetic, but the fact that they are a stat selectable makes them a solid win. You can get 3 favors of the festival if you want. I have 38 of those now, so I don't need that. The Zephyrite Curio box is sort of a higher tier of random stuff box. It's our traded weapons. Oh, yeah, these guys. Are these new? The seashell? I don't think so. I think those are from last year. I don't think they have a new set of choosables there. And then air breathers, cosmetic, mostly cosmetic. I mean, they're rare stat selectables, but not many players who aren't new are using any end game rare stuff. And then you've got the uncommons, and then the rares is getting you back into the big money stuff, but your odds of getting that really small. That's new, the Swiftwing Raptor mount?
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
That definitely wasn't in there, because, yeah, that's from VOE. Anything else from VOE? Not sure. Mount Balrior, yeah. So they've added stuff. The Bog Queen. Is the Bog Queen combat tonic? Is that a rare drop from the Bog Queen?
Peace is worth fighting for.
Because I don't remember it at all.
Like a top customer.
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
The Visage of Naurus. I really like the visuals on the boss Naurus. Yeah, I would wear that on one of my characters. I mean, I already have Abaddon's head on one of my characters, so I would definitely go with that. I don't know how you get the Visage of Naurus. It's got to be like from the Secret of the Obscure Map 2 meta event, I would think. Well, you know, I already have these stat selectable weapons. Not that big a deal for me at exotic tier.
Did you need something?
For entertainment value, since you're all here, instead of trading stuff I have that has value for making things for an extraordinarily long chance, I can trade these for the curio box, and we'll see if we can get lucky there instead of, you know, frittering away all of my globs of ectoplasm. My expectation, let's see. The bizarre traded weapons. I can't remember if these are soul-bound on acquire. Account-bound on acquire. I think they're all account-bound. I'm not sure. I have a lot of them unlocked, I think. Although none of them are showing up as unlocked. Maybe I just didn't like them. Yeah, those are unlocked. So, a number of these I don't have the skins unlocked. So, I mean, anything that I don't have the skin unlocked is fine. I'm fine getting that. And of course, the rare stuff would be good. But, no.
You can never have too much treasure.
It's a skin that I already had unlocked, I think. I know I had one of these unlocked. Okay, I did not have the sun unlocked, I don't think. So, it's a new skin, so I will not complain.
May the saints watch over you.
Well, actually, it doesn't say it unlocked. Yeah, it doesn't say I unlocked, so I don't think I unlocked. I think I must have already had it. In which case,
That looks valuable.
we'll try another. Oh, we had that one unlocked. That is a yellow quality power, toughness, healing. That's not soulbound. Is that one sellable? It is. I wonder if it sells for anything.
Did you need something?
That's more than I would get selling it to a vendor, so sure. And this one? Okay, that one's, 24 silver? Sure, that's okay. We've got 2 more to go. Think of the value I'm setting fire to. Not really any. That is the wind catcher skin. That was the one I other had. The other one I did have as well. So we're getting no skins so far.
He's an up-and-coming fighter. Back for more.
So far, this has not been successful, but then you see, at least I'm paying with an asset I already had that had very, very limited value.
I serve Lion's Arch.
That's the last of them. Here we go. Nope, another wind catcher skin. Disappointing. Didn't even get an unlock out of those. Made a grand total of about, 30 silver or something. Yay! Let me go back. How close? Boss Blitz is going to begin, so I will fight another batch of bosses. We will choose a different boss this time for starters. So let's see, we went from here to there. That one is kind of dicey, especially it's a lot of moving around, and to use my melee skill, which I would prefer to do so I can actually do some significant damage, I actually have to get kind of close. They're all up. We'll go to that one, I think. Pyroxis, huh? Now that's the one I was... Fine, we're here. We're going in. I made my choice. I'll live with my decisions. Somebody's already dead. I rezzed him. I'm helping.
Eat my dust.
Ow. Alright, well. Oh, he does not last long against, like, 4 of us hitting him with CC.
Look who's back. It's me.
I think the CC scales, too, or the CC bar size scales. Destroy them. I do not want to stand in the fire. Lens, do not stand in the fire. Dumbass. I swear, I've got to draw him a picture sometimes. I have destroyed 25 out of 25 destroyers. I'm a destroyer. I'm recursing. Okay. I was in the right place for that one. Wigan has been defeated. Trying to help. Helped. Get out of the way. Ow. That stung. Not gonna lie. Almost got Pyroxis. We got Pyroxis, okay. Next. I'm heading over to this one. Generally, in my experience, this guy tends to be last, but he wasn't a couple minutes ago. His teleports are really annoying. I don't want to be standing there like I was standing there. Let that be a lesson to me. Don't be a dumbass. A hard lesson to learn, but, you know. Did I not hit that? Yeah, I did. Okay, off. No, we don't want that. Damn it. There we go. All right. It went better than I expected. I have no idea why I say that. I guess because I didn't die. Pretty low bar. Better than I expected equals didn't die. He knocked me down. But I got up again. He's never going to keep me down. Alright. We got Hablion. Next one we've got is way far away. Oh, that was perfect. Wait, what the hell? I just got teleported again? Where? To? Don't know. No idea what just happened. Waiting. Okay. A lot of deaders over here. Where is he? Because I want to hit him. while he's still alive. Something... Oh, I landed in fire. At least I hit him, I'm pretty sure. These people are being very nice. They're rezzing me, even though I was not just downed, but defeated. That's unusually kind. Oh, they were, anyway. Now they've stopped. Nope, somebody's back on it. I'd like to thank whoever that is. Alright, well, in 2 go-throughs, go-arounds, whatever you want to call them, I got all the bosses but one. And more tokens. And more champion boxes. Silver boss and gold boss. I guess because I got in 3, that got me a silver instead of a bronze. And that is a total of 8 champion bags boxes.
I'm not sure about this.
Throw those away. Over here. That's 10 champion boxes and bags.
You can never have too much treasure.
And 3 Zephyrite supply boxes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And uh-huh. So we got tokens. Our festival token count is... Was it about 2,500? Not interested, thank you. Not gonna run the race. And it's now at... Yeah, 2,850. So I've got about 300 of the tokens so far today. But the big one for getting the tokens is the event in the cliffs. Let me head back to the cliffs real fast. Where's the balloon? There's the balloon.
I serve Lion's Arch.
I'd like to go to Labyrinthine Cliffs. Destroyer, I hardly know her. Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. So that event was, I think, at 7:30, so that's 45 minutes from now. I think I'm going to be calling it. The water balloons here are used to defeat the Flaming Effigy. Because, you know, when a Flame Legion Effigy is running amok, water balloons is the answer. I have completed 10 events. I have completed 7 Rift Hunts in Janthier or group events. I actually honestly haven't done that. The Rift Hunts must, or group events, so I guess the group events I've done running around in the circle were sufficient.
As a child, I remember hearing stories of the ground. I didn't set foot on it until Dry Top.
Not the best introduction.
No, certainly not. But we adapted. We changed.
I'm falling. I'm falling. A feast of lemongrass poultry. Little Thai chicken? I'm down for that. So if you're wondering what the gamba is that everyone's talking about, I have opened a few of the chests. There are all these traders around in here. Zoom in so I'm not getting clipped by the things at the top. And each one has a thing they trade in. So for instance, this one trades in metals. And if you've got a bunch of metals, you can trade metals. You can trade orichalcum, 6 orichalcum for a box, but 83 silver for a box. I'm not sure, those numbers change every year. My understanding is these numbers got increased, so you have to spend more, but generally the idea is, I think they're trying to balance the economy. Oh, we've got 10 million of this currently in the auction house, and 5 million of this. Let's try and balance that out. We'll make this one a little cheaper and this one a little more expensive, and hopefully they'll get close. So
Goodbye.
over here you've got leather. This is
More people.
oh, the skins. Interesting. You can trade a vast number of the skins. So I could have actually traded. Yeah, none of those I think are worth the numbers of boxes they're throwing around there. Over here, are those blade shards? I have a lot of those. But like, oh, 500 could get me 5 equipment bags. Gee whiz, thanks. Over here, 100 jute scraps will get you 1 box. The prices do appear to have gone up for a box. Over here, you've got wood. And over here, this was 7 for a glob of ecto, and now it's 4 boxes. So a lot of people had purchased and saved up their globs of ectoplasm expecting the prices of ecto to soar, because it did last year. But the price, or the what one glob got you, was almost twice as much a year ago. So I would imagine some speculators are, I doubt they're taking a bath, but I don't think they're making as much as they were hoping for. And all these boxes are the same. Mostly going to end up with a lot of quartz crystals, of which there are currently 4.5 million on the market.
Goodbye.
Did we have any of the other vendors over here? Recipes for things like the plush kralki. These are recipes for housing items. So I think I've got all of these, but I don't have these. So I'll buy those. I really do wish you could preview these, but you can't. Alright, so we got those. Weapon vendor. And these are not stat selectable, I don't think. We do have some Celestials, so the Celestials aren't too difficult to get. 4 gold for a Celestial and 1,000 of the festival tokens. The Zephyrite weapons. Again, I'm not nuts about those.
Thank you.
That's the festival rewards. Right, the plush kralki. It's pretty good. Stat selectable exotic back item. Weapons boxes. Those are choosy boxes as far as I know. I mean, I know they're choosy boxes. I think they're choosy stats as well. And here, I'm just going to mine 3 quartz crystals. Same thing I'd get from 3 boxes if I'd bought them. Karma Trader, just got some of those. I think we hit all the vendors who've got useful stuff. There is also, I don't know if they've added anything new. I believe I have everything from one of the vendors over here. But one of the items is a particularly, if you like the goofy stuff, the treasure hunt reward vendor. During the treasure hunt, you'll get all of these bundles of loot. I currently have 203. The bags of booty, which is just, I think, low-end crafting items. The coin purse, small amounts of money. The kites are just a cosmetic novelty. You can get the 3 of those. The one that's worth going out of the way for is, if you like a silly miniature, you can't do better, I think, than him. The mini beach Gordon. Do you like his bikini? He's wearing it in a somewhat odd way, but it is a bikini top. And if you don't have anything to wear it upstairs, at least he can still wear it downstairs. Technically a butt-kini, but they haven't added anything to this vendor in years. So you end up with lots of these bundles of loot. And realistically, once you've got the cosmetics there and the cosmetic there, you're turning them either into small amounts of change or small amounts of crafting items. Really be nice, because I guess they probably don't want to add something additional here because some people might have like 100,000 or 200,000 of this stuff sitting in their bag. You want the Choya? Understandable. Well, now you know how to get it. It is one of those things that made me bust up laughing when I first saw it. And I think a miniature, any of the miniatures, is far less distracting, less immersion breaking. Oh, absolutely, yeah. My favorite cosmetic in the game is a Jade Bot skin. I don't have the Jade Bot on this character, so I can't show you the skin. There is... Where is it? I think you have to have the Jade Bot. I'll just swap on our character who has got the Jade Bot. It's a skin that still makes me laugh. It's just so beautifully animated and cleverly constructed. But again, I don't consider Jade Bots to be particularly distracting and immersion breaking, like a character with one of the few items like that that existed at launch. The game was much more serious. I understand that the splashy stuff sells. I get it. Look at the amount of money that Asian gaming pulls in from, tiers of cosmetics. So I understand. I am not completely immune to it. I just prefer less of it. But there was one specific thing that I've just hated in the game from the day it launched. If you check the Norn males, there is one thing that looks like a stupid Warner Brothers cartoon mustache. You've probably seen it. It is completely out of keeping with everything else that was in the game at launch. There was nothing that outrageously immersion breaking. And to me, there still isn't. And nothing makes me go, more than that. But here's the silly side. There he is, the round tail. The animation on that is just brilliant. You haven't gotten your Jadebot game going yet. You have very basic, haven't had the time or know how to upgrade it. The system baffles you, and you went through EOD after the majority of players did. So you were soloing the game there. Yeah, basically, okay, he is a skin for it. What it is, you can have the Jade Core, which increases your vitality, gives you more hit points. They go up to tier 10. You can buy those. Yeah, he's great. The animation on that is just spectacular. He's goofy and funny, and I don't consider him especially immersion breaking. You can have 2 of these chips in for various things that you can do with the Jadebot, and there's a miniature of the Jadebot that you can change the skin for. Raccoon and an owl. You can certainly see, especially the owl in it. It's meant to be a little dragon dude. He's called the Round Tail. And it's just the animation on him is so... I just find him funny. And he is not something I have around. In fact, I don't think he's showing right now. Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's something I don't care if other people see him or not. I want him around because he makes me laugh. Because he's big and goofy and funny looking. You make the upgrades. I can't remember which of the crafting disciplines makes them. The sensory array. Let's see if we can figure that out. I don't think it's this character. I would lean towards. Jeez, I don't even know. They might be spread out. Okay, it doesn't look like Armorsmith has any. Jeweler? Jeweler make the cores. And also, yeah, so it looks like it's Jeweler. So you can see I have the recipes for up to Jadebot tier 6, which is the one I have here. They go up to 10. They get expensive to make, which is why they're also expensive to buy. And then I've got the recipes for the recycler, which occasionally spits out jade slivers. This one gives you magic trophies, and this one occasionally spits out scans for treasure chests. So it looks like they all come out of Jeweler. You have that maxed, so the first step is done. Specific crafting items for them. I don't think so. For instance, the Jadebot tier 6 requires the tier 5, so you have to basically, you can make the tier 1 out of research notes, bronze, and a piece of dragon jade. Piece of dragon jade, I think, is crafted. Yeah, it's crafted from pure jade and other stuff. Then the tier 1 is used to make the tier 2, and so on, all the way up to the tier 6, which requires gold and the dragon jade and research notes. Presumably that continues. The jade slivers is jade, and again, the dragon jade I think is used for all of them. And orichalcum filigrees. This one uses vials of blood, sigils of luck. So these should all be makeable if you're a jewelsmith. So, because the dragon jade is just made out of chunks of pure jade, which are either cheap on the auction house or easily acquired running around in EOD. Research notes are a pain in the ass. I really wish they would have never brought them into the game. And then ecto and orichalcum ingots. So it gets expensive to bust out a tier 10. So for instance, out of curiosity, okay, that was a good try on my part. There it is. The tier 10 Jadebot core goes for 31 gold. So I would assume if they're selling them for 31 gold, it probably costs like 30 gold in mats, something like that. Merchant in the recent maps who sells the research notes, but buyer beware, buying one who's buying a stack of them. He probably sells them for a specific item or currency. The other way to do it is to make items and then deconstruct them yourself. I can't remember exactly which one I have made. It's one of the pieces of jewelry, and they're good to make because they stack, and then you can just salvage the entire stack of them. It's one of the mithril tier jewelry items. They're cheap, that's why you have a ton of them. What's a ton? I have 3,500, and you burn through them incredibly fast. I'm not aware of any way to just use cash to buy them, other than cash to buy items to run through the salvage note, or through the salvaging for the research notes. I mean, I've got The salvage kits. Where are the salvage kits? Don't look at my inventory, everyone. Don't look. Here, I'll cover my inventory. Wait, you can still see. Yeah, these ones. The research kits. Salvaging not all items. Some items don't give anything. Purchase new bank tab, and they filled up the bank tab. Huh. Give me just a sec. GW2 vendor sells research notes. How about that? Vendors do not sell research notes as a currency. Vendors sell research kits. Did you mean the kits? Well, they don't sell the notes. Acquire crafting items, specifically cheap stuff. Used at vendors and to craft new recipes, salvaged from, contained in. That's where they're used for. Currency for. Doesn't say purchased from anywhere on the wiki. Contained in the peer-reviewed research, which are crafted. Mountain of research. Crafted. Pile of research, research notebook, those are all crafted. So unless there's a way to buy them that I'm not aware of and that it's not on the wiki, it's not showing up. Let me check. Stumble on a merchant in one of the more recent maps. Mithril earrings from a jeweler, that's what I have done. Crafting level 80 exotics, which requires you to keep an eye on the market and see what's cheapest. Salvaging spare ascended drops. Salvaging ascended item within a research kit yields 250 to 500. Watching another streamer a few days ago and someone just done it. We are commiserating. Direct trading post buys. No crafting required. If you have no crafting disciplines leveled, you can buy bulk potent potions of slaying and use those. It's slower per click and slightly more expensive. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere, so I don't know what it was. But if you find it, I would be appreciative to be informed. Yeah, I'm not aware of it, and a lot of people complain about them. I'm certainly not the only one who does. But to fill a, was it a bank tab you said, or a bag, is a lot. Well, actually, research notes don't go in your bags or your inventory. They're currency. Oh, it was 3,500, something like that, so I should be able to find them that way. Yeah, research notes. They're currency. They don't go into your inventory or your bags. So I don't know. Don't know what you got, but I don't think it was them. My guess would be research kits, because I know I accidentally ended up with a shitload of research kits. Okay, I'll hang here for a minute. Research compendiums. Let's see. But those, I think, are crafted items. Okay, it says that they are contained in, this is on the wiki, peer-reviewed research for 150, 500 for mountain of research, pile of research, research notebook, research paper. Now those are contained in. Maybe they're purchasable, but for instance, if I click on mountain of research, crafted, sometimes salvaged from ascended armor and ascended weapons. Those are account bound. See what compendium gives me. Compendium of knowledge is probably it. Grants a large amount of, nope, those are experience. Is there another compendium? Knowledge and masteries are the only compendiums listed in the wiki. Yeah, the research note lists salvaged from, contained in, items crafted with, like the Jadebot cores, currencies for, mixing up games you think, oops. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's the thing is, I mean, at this point, the options, it's a currency, it's a crafting material. It is contained in objects that are gotten, at least as best I can tell, that can't be purchased, that come from breaking down, from salvaging items. And that's it. So I'm not sure what they are research kits. It was research kits. Those are used to break down items for research notes. I have also purchased at one point, I believe, a stack. Those are basically, each of the kits is 250 charges. Like a regular salvage kit? No. You have to use those as like a regular salvage kit, but instead of giving you crafting items, it gives you research notes. You still have to find junk that can be salvaged, exactly. Or make it. So for instance, when I needed like 5,000, I don't even remember what the hell it was for. I think one of my legendaries. I made a bunch of mithril earrings. I don't remember specifically which ones, because they stacked, and I threw research kits at them, and it took like, I don't know, like 1,000 of those mithril earrings. Made by other players or by yourself. You can also buy inexpensive stuff and do that too. One of the things when they first brought that into the game, and I first ran into recipes that you had to use the research kits to get research notes. And I bought a bunch of cheap crap. Things like Halloween food, stuff like that. Gave me a bunch of the research notes. I said, okay, that's going to be easy going forward. I don't have to worry about that for a while. And then a couple days later, they removed like 90% of the stuff that on day one that you could use to turn into research notes. And what they did was, as far as research notes are considered, they created a two-class system. People who, I don't think exploit is the right word to use because we didn't know they were going to make the change. People who said, oh, okay, well, I've got 5 minutes. I'm going to buy 50,000 of this candy and I'm going to feed it to a bunch of research kids and I'll have research notes forever. And then the rest of us who did it a couple of times to get what we needed and said, okay, I'll make more later. And then they wiped out 90 or 95% of the things you could actually use the kits on. And so you've got people who have research notes, all the research notes they'll ever need for no expense, and an incredible pain in the ass for all of the rest of the players who need them. There's the old saying, exploit early and exploit often. I do not think these people were exploiting. There was no reason to think that they were exploiting. But it was not the desired end result that ArenaNet had. And so, two types of people. The people who absolutely fucking hate research notes, like me, and the people who have all the research notes they'll ever need. It's standard. Most games do the same thing. It's just irksome when they missed a hole that you could drive a truck through. So yeah, that's my history with research notes. I'm glad we at least got everyone in a state of understanding as to what's going on. Yes, there is a website. Is it Fast Farming? If you were to look up Guild Wars 2 and Fast Farming, I think it's, I'm not sure if it's a .com or what the 3-letter domain is. But Fast Farming, do a Google for cheapest research notes and fastest research notes. You've got more kits than you'll ever know what to do with, sadly. Standing between your Jade Bot and upgrades. Yep. Well, at least now you know what you need to do. For me, I made the earrings. I know other people will buy. There is, I think, I can't remember which. There's a very, very cheap potion or batch of potions you can buy, and they don't give you many notes each, but it's fast. It's not very efficient, but it's fast and relatively cheap. Well, at least we got that all ferreted out in the end. And on that note, I would like to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me tonight with my Keyfarm and festival hijinks. As always, I genuinely appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. At the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I do not know what I'll be playing. Probably a game. Maybe back here. I still have some leveling to do in Guild Wars 2 on a couple of characters, so that may be it. Not sure. I'll make up my mind when I go live, probably, knowing me. Again, thank you guys for hanging. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning goes great. And hopefully your hump day will go quickly so you can start the downward slide towards your weekend. I am back tomorrow. Take care and ciao for now.